Hey everyone, welcome to the first run, but before we kick it off, I think Tansky has some things he wants to read.
Hiya, yeah, so I'll be announcing this run. We have a couple of donations already. So we have a £2 donation from Anonymous, just saying, "Hi mum, I'm on twitch.tv," which went towards the choosing a game language for Fury later, choosing French. We also have had a donation of £20 towards Sound Voltex for the donation incentive that I imagine Murtag will explain shortly. Another £6 and 90 donation, from the Pocket Workshop, choosing French for Fury, as well as going towards a GeoGuessr target. And we've just had a £45 donation from Voyage, who has said, "Did you know an unofficial remix is called a bootleg?" And they've put a whole load of put it towards a whole load of things. Choosing French for the Fury language, Softlock percent, Pokemon Blue, Final Fantasy, choosing the Amarant's name as well. But that is all the donations we've received so far. So over to you, Murtag.
Cool. Okay, so this is the first run of WASD. Thanks a lot for letting me do it. What is Sound Voltex? So, Sound Voltex is a Japanese rhythm game that you can play in arcades. It's in pretty much every arcade in Japan. It's pretty rare outside of Japan, but you can find them. I am playing a clone of that game that I can run on my PC. So if you're familiar with, it's kind of like Clone Hero, but for Sound Voltex. So it's unnamed. Sound Voltex Clone is the name of it. What's cool about Sound Voltex is it's a very unique control scheme. So you can see I've got some buttons over here. You can see I've got 4 white buttons and they light up as I press them. And I've got 2 orange buttons that I kind of name my thumbs here. But then I've also got 2 of these analog knobs here. So I've got a blue one, I can go to the left and to the right, and the red one to the left and to the right. And it's kind of like Guitar Hero, the notes coming down to me. I need to hit the buttons, but also track the lasers to the left and right. But it makes way more sense to actually see it. So before we start for reals, let's just jump into a song. We're just going to do a really easy song, I won't even play the whole song, just to show you kind of what the game looks like. See, it kind of looks like Guitar Hero. It's called a vertical scrolling rhythm game. It's a technical term. And you see, I just need to hit these white notes. The orange notes are on my thumbs. Those orange notes are held notes. So here's a laser, track it to the left and then back to the right. When it's horizontal like that, I just have to do a quick flick, and all of the button notes can either be held or pressed, like this. And the only one thing I wanted to explain is the speed. So I have total control over the speed of the game. That's pretty common in a lot of rhythm games. And I wanted to take this opportunity to quickly explain why I'm going to play at quite a high speed. So I like to play at 700, which is this speed, which probably looks pretty fast to you. Why would I choose to do that? I can kind of show you that if I could jump it down to really slow, you kind of see that, all the notes are kind of all horrible and right and clustered together at the bottom, and I'm not really looking anywhere other than the bottom of the screen. So once you get good at the game, you kind of you don't need very much time to react to the notes. You just want to see what's important, which is the stuff you're about to hit. And that's why I'm going to be playing at 700. Although if you push it too fast, it gets too insane because you just can't react to anything. The donation incentive is to play a song at 900 speed, which is way higher than what I'm comfortable with. So get your donations in. I'll talk more about that later on. But that is enough explaining. Let's just jump into a song. So every song in this game is a difficulty 1 to 20. If you're new to the game, you kind of progress through 1 to 10 pretty quickly. And then we're going to start at 14, which you're probably going to be able to do after you've played about 20 odd hours. So far from easy, but that's where we're going to start our journey here and see how far up that we get. So the first song we're going to play is Chrono Driver here. So I guess we may as well start the timer when I start this song. Shall I count you in? Are you ready on that?
I suppose, yeah. I think Tech was a bit trigger happy on the timer.
That's okay. That's actually okay. If it's already started, that's fine. Shall I do a countdown or shall I just go for it?
Yeah, do a countdown for us.
Okay,
Murtag.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Here we go. Let's start with a 14 and at 700 speed. So right away you're going to see there's quite a lot of notes. Let me explain some of the UI that's going on in this game. So, at the bottom of my screen is my combo meter. That's how many notes I've hit in a row. If it's yellow like that, that means I haven't missed a note yet. On the right side of the screen is the clear meter. As I hit notes, it goes up. As I miss notes, it goes down. If I end the song above 70%, that's a clear. That's what we're trying to do with every song today. On the top right of the screen is my score. The number below it is comparing to my PB. Red means behind PB, white means ahead. We're probably not going to PB on any songs, because obviously I've played these songs quite a lot in practice, so getting it in a marathon while doing commentary is quite difficult. Still haven't missed a note though, so that's pretty good. The combo meter at the bottom is the best way to tell if I've missed. So, do you want to know if I've hit a section? Look at that combo meter. Did it reset to 0? That means I missed. If it didn't, it means I hit it. That section is definitely my favourite part of the song. And it looks like we got a full combo, which is nice. That is a good start. So yeah, so we hit every single note, and I just want to quickly explain the scores, 'cause it's quite interesting. So you see my score was 098 and 0987, bunch of numbers. So how is, unlike say Guitar Hero, the way scoring works is that like 1 on all zeros is a perfect score. So you see I basically got like 98.7%, but I hit every note, and all the lost points comes from the fact that I got a near. So to get a crit, I need to basically be within 50 milliseconds either side, so about 5 frame window to hit a critical hit, and you can see I got 1,158 crits. If I fail that but I'm still within like an 8 frame window or a 9 frame window, that's like a near. So I got 30 nears. That's where all the lost points give you, because nears only give you half the points of crit. So,
right, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got a
Jump in,
donation to
Tansky.
announce. So we've got an anonymous donation for £3.01, and it goes. There is no comment or anything, so thank you anyway. And it's going towards Japanese for Fury, and it's going towards playing 666 at 900 speed. Nice.
So yeah, 666 is a really interesting song. It's basically the Through the Fire and Flames of this game. It has a unique mechanic that was unveiled during the Grand Finals like a year or so ago of this game. And I'm not going to play the 20 difficulty version, I'm going to play the 15 difficulty version, but it still has that unique mechanic, and I'm going to play it at 900 speed. So it'll be really cool. So definitely get your donations in for that. So this is a 15. This is going to be decently harder. This is a really fun song, and I already missed, but it's fine. A lot more of the orange notes being mixed in here. One of the main things to notice about this game is that I can't do everything on my board at once. I can't do both lasers and all the notes at once. So whenever you're playing this game, basically you're always doing one of 3 things. Either you have both hands on the notes, which I call like playing two-handed, or you have one hand on a laser, like this here, and then the rest, and your other hand has to manage the notes. I call that playing like a one-handed section, but then sometimes you have both lasers, so both hands are on the lasers, so I call that like a double laser section. But that is a good example of a one-handed section. So figuring out what you need to do with your hands, like okay, I need to go my right hand onto the laser, left hand onto the laser, and then I need to switch back is a huge part of the skill of this game. So when I'm playing a section, see if you can see, like, oh, like there, he needs to, what I need to do. You often have to very rapidly switch between them as well. Nice. It's quite a fast section, and then I immediately messed up because I was talking. So as we get into harder and harder songs, I will talk less and less, but that's fine. Decent run, a 97 there. So let's go to the next song. So the next song is going to be new game, and yeah, Tansky, if you have anything, just always just butt in. I'm just going to keep talking until you do that. Alright, yeah.
Nah, nothing to report so far. I'll just pipe up when needed.
Yeah, sounds good. Alright, this new game. So far we've played games which are quite focused around the notes, and lasers kind of also there. This is a song much more focused around the lasers. We're going to see some new interesting kind of mechanics. So there's a thing I like to call reaching. If I have to have a hand on the laser, I have to manage the whole board with just one hand. And if I have to reach to the other side of the board, that makes it much more difficult. So I call that reaching. We're going to see some reaching in this song. We're also going to see some laser parking, as I like to call it. So that part is just a little bit confusing. So laser parking is where, if the laser is just going straight forward, I don't need to hold on to laser it, just like that. I could take my hands off the laser. So that adds a whole new level to trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. Just because the laser on the screen doesn't mean I need my hand on the laser. In fact, you have to let go a lot of the time to hit the notes. So I call it parking the laser when you let go and it's just going straight. Here's the reach section. Notice my left hand is on the right hand side of the board there. I did an okay job with it. This is going to be a lot of parking. See that? Parking like both lasers, and I'm going to switch between which laser I need to move. It's much harder to read when the game makes you have to decide which laser is the one you need to grab. It's really easy to grab the wrong laser. You might think, oh, they look different, like surely, but when the game is this fast, it's not easy. Oh, see, I misparked the laser there. If you paid close attention, you see the blue laser went dark. The danger with laser parking is if I accidentally leave it in the wrong position and then let go, it's just going to stay wrong. And the way held notes and lasers work in this game is every single beat is a miss. So it's going miss every single time the laser's in the wrong place. So that will tank your score, it will tank your clear. And when we get into harder songs, I'm going to have to be so careful. If I mispark a laser, I just won't clear the song, it'll destroy my meter. So that was some 15s. So still fairly challenging, but now we're going to go into the territory of 16s, and this is where it gets pretty insane. So once you get to 16s, things kind of change. It's the difference in skill between the easiest 16 and the hardest 16 is so high that the community basically have started putting them into tier lists. So 16s here are divided into 3 categories: E/F 16s, C/Ds, A/Bs. So basically the easy, medium, and hard. So we're going to start off with some easy 16s, but as you will probably soon see, easy 16s is a bit relative. So we're going to start out with Legendary Road, a note-focused song. When I very first played the song, I was like, this is ridiculous, how could anybody play this? But it actually has loads of patterns, and it's really fun. It's now one of my favourite easy 16s. Ah, almost got the full combo, did pretty good on that. That section's just so fun. So we're going. it's not only does it have very high note count, but it also has a lot of sections where it throws in a lot of orange notes, and it's quite difficult to read the pattern, just like this. Like when it's just like loads of notes in a line, but it's really fast, that's kind of honestly not that bad, because at least you can read it. Being able to read the chart is honestly probably the biggest skill in this game. Like, you're probably looking at this and it's just like a blur. And that's the skill that you have to teach your brain to be good at this game. And a lot of songs intentionally are designed to be really hard to read. They'll throw in like really weird looking lasers just to confuse you. And we'll see more ways the game tries to confuse you later. The game can get quite creative in that regard. More laser parking. Some reaching. I have to go all the way across the board with both hands there. And that is Legendary Road. Not a bad performance. My PB is really good on that song, so it's not surprising that I'm a decent way off. So you can see 16s are pretty hard. That was a very note-focused 16. We're going to jump straight into a completely different kind of 16. This is Warwick. It's very laser-focused. There's going to be some interesting patterns where I have to hit both orange notes with the same hand, and also do what I like to call wide chords. Basically, a chord where the two notes aren't next to each other, and I'm going to have to do it with just one hand. Which means I have to like really reach with my hand. It's really not an easy thing to learn. So here's the first hard part. So you could see, I did pretty good. I think I only got one miss on that section. Oh yeah, also this song says breakdown a lot. For reasons. Well, the reason is because that's how it feels when you first do this song. The lasers, there's so much parking, so many complicated patterns you won't have seen before. It's just an absolute mind screw. Here's the wide notes. This part's really confusing. And I messed it up in the middle. Very fast, like, switching where you're parking the laser, it's just... Nice, that's not an easy section. That section's quite fun. It's like one hand is offbeat from the other, and you have to reach a little bit to hit those. The kind of section that really screwed me up when I first played the song. But once you've played it enough, it's actually really fun. Yeah, and again, my PB on the song is really good, so it's not surprising that we are a little bit behind that PB. So that is... We played some easy 16s. Okay, let's not mess about. We're moving up. We're moving up. So now we're on to some medium 16s. I'm going to start out with a song I really like. It's got some nice pedal effect going on, and it's nice and easy. It's one of my highest score 16s. Like, surely nothing's going to happen that makes the song really hard.
Ominous foreboding.
I like how this song just likes to flip between really easy and then really hard. One thing I'd like to mention about held notes are actually a lot harder than this game than you might think. If you're used to Guitar Hero, in that game held notes are kind of borderline optional. It's just like, okay, you get an extra couple of points, but nobody really cares. In this game, every single beat counts as an individual note, It's really important you're holding the held notes as long as you need to. So keeping track of both when you need to press them, but also when to let go, is really much harder than it might look. I can't. When it's like a big trill like that, I always miss. Oh, I've misparked that blue laser for a couple of seconds there. And it happened again. It's subtle if you don't know what to look for, but basically the laser kind of stops highlighting and goes kind of grey. So that's why I'm way off my PB. It's just like 2 missed parks will have lost most of those points that I missed off my PB. But that's a fun song. Let's jump into a song that I'm throwing in just because some of you might know what it is. I didn't know what this song was until I looked it up, but there's like an anime called Something Something Railgun, and this is the opening. So maybe some of you have heard of this anime. It's a cool song. And this, for some reason, this song is kind of quiet. So if you're like, why is this song kind of quiet? It's just how it is. It has a lot of very confusing note sections where it uses loads of orange notes weaved in. Quite difficult to read this song. Oh, mispot those lasers, kind of bad, but it's all good. It's really easy to mispot lasers on this song, which makes it really scary. Just fail out of nowhere. There we go. Got through it though. Getting on some harder songs. Only a 93, but that's quite a tricky song. Okay. Let's not mess about, we don't have all day. Let's keep moving up. So then now we're into the hard 16. So this is like getting pretty serious now. What do we got first? Okay, Sounds of Summer. So these are like the hard 16s, and we're going to be seeing a lot more really high note counts, really much more complicated patterns. This is a laser focus song that is almost all one hand, and it is, you have to do a lot with one hand in this song, as you'll see. But it's a really fun song. It's basically just one melody repeated, and over the course of the song, the pattern just gets harder and harder and slowly evolves. Good start. I'm having to reach across very quickly into the middle of the board with just one hand there. Quite a fun double laser section here. The way I kind of think about double laser sections is I just basically keep track of the red laser primarily, and then kind of keep the red one in the blue one in my periphery. This is the hardest part. Oh, you can see my clear meter dying a bit there. So now it's going to throw in some reach chords. And then we're going to have to do some double laser randomly in the middle. And a really high note section at the end. Nice, just clutched at the end there. We just managed to peak over 70% right at the end, so we got a clear. I thought that was going to be our first not clear. That would have been unfortunate, but see. So these songs are getting pretty intense. Let's move on to talking about intense songs. This song. So a lot of people, I used to call this game Guitar Hero on steroids. This song is Guitar Hero on steroids. It's pretty straightforward, largely, apart from 2 solos, and the second solo in particular is just bonkers. So let's see how we get on. So that was the first solo, just a quick little one, but it really intense. So our goal is to build up that clear meter as high as we can get before the solo, so we have a chance of clearing. That was not ideal. Okay, here we go. Okay, not the best. Let's see if we can pull it back by the end of the song. Oh, 66. That's our first not clear, but it's very close. So that song is intense. That's actually my 4th highest score on that song, so I was unlucky to not clear.
That is unfortunate. So we've had a donation through, but also I'm going to ask a question as well.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So your donation incentive to run 666 at 900 speed, where would you say that is in relation to what you've just done?
So it's a bit different. So the 666 is the version I'm going to play is a 15. So the actual difficulty of the raw song is definitely lower, but I'm gonna playing it at 900 speed will massively increase the difficulty. So it's my chance of clearing is probably pretty similar to that. It's about it's kind of in the balance.
Nice, fair enough. And yeah, we've had a donation for £25 from Brosafu Brostar with the donor comment: "Stream Voyage on Spotify."
Thanks very much.
That's it. So let's get cracking on with the even harder songs.
Yeah. So this song is stupid. This song is stupid. So you'll see how stupid it is. But what I will explain is the start of this song is at half speed compared with the rest of the song. So I'm going to lower my speed at the start, and then when he says, "She is my wife," I will double my speed mid-song, and I'm going to have to do it very fast to keep it up. So, and you might be like, why not just play at half speed? Playing at half speed is actually really difficult and make me miss a lot more, so. And yes, the stream isn't broken, this is actually how the song is. Yep, this song is really stupid. Okay, I'm going to increase my speed in a sec. And capital off, this song is also really hard. Nice! Not only did we clear, but we also got a PB! Made up for that previous one. Quite a good PB
Event
as
PB
well.
high.
A 93, and I've never got a 92 before, so nice. So yeah, that's that song. One last 16A. So this is one of the hardest 16s. This was when I first played this song, I was like, well, this is going to take a while. So I'm just going to start going into serious mode now and just enjoy this song as I get through it. Starts off a little bit simple, but after that, it doesn't let up. That was a really good performance. In fact, another PB. Nice.
You're on fire today, Murtag.
Yeah.
We've had a dono, actually. A £10 donation, anonymous. The comment, I don't understand what I'm watching, but good job anyway. I think a lot of us can resonate with that. And they put it towards choosing Lara's skin and playing 666 at 900 speed.
Yeah.
So you must be getting close to that.
About that donation incentive. I'm also, just as a bonus, I'll also play with a skin. I choose to play on the default skin of this clone because it has like the least amount of stuff on screen, and I just find it easier. But I'll throw in a nice skin that add like loads of flashy effects and stuff, and it'll make it harder for me. But you know, just to amp it up just a little bit more. how are we doing on time, by the way? Just so I know how we're doing.
We've got 15 minutes on your estimate.
15. Yeah, so we're 15 minutes left.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. That's good time. Yeah. Okay.
The donation goal is £17 off, approximately £16.99.
Okay. So you have. I am gonna play. Only like 5 more songs I've got planned. I mean, if we've got some extra time, maybe I could throw in a couple of extras, but I've only got 5 more songs planned. So you better be quick with those donors.
You heard the man, guys.
We are moving into the realm of 17s. I'm really glad I could get good enough to do this. Do you remember there was 3 categories of 16s? Well, the Japanese community were like, yeah, we're going to need 8 categories for the 17s, because there's no words to describe just how different. Like, I can do every 17F. I can't do any 17Cs. I get absolutely annihilated by every 17C. So there is just such a huge gap now, and we're really going to be pushing up against the absolute limits of what I can do. So let's play Quake. Probably the easiest 17, because F minus does not make it easy, and it also kind of has a little surprise waiting for us at the end. Yep, so that song speeds up at the end just to troll you, but we managed to get through it despite the speed. So
nice.
Let's jump up to 17 full Fs now. Not F minuses. We're going to play one of these. So this is a really fun song. I really like the sound of it. It's just really happy. You can just sit back, enjoy the song, while I don't, because this song is ridiculously hard.
Do I have time for a quick just dono shout out?
Yeah, go for it.
So we've had a £7 donation from Des saying, please tap fast. And it's going towards the Sound Voltex target.
Nice.
So we're £10 off of that. Can we get some bongo cats in chat, please? Fast tapping.
Yeah, we are getting really close. So this song, the hardest part about this song is just crazy fast reach sections. I'm gonna have to just laser with one hand and then just play like crazy piano with the other hand, and it just expects a ridiculous amount of you from your one-handed sections. As with a lot of songs, it has a bit of an easier start, but trying to do both orange notes here with one hand. Slightly awkward. Play some fast sections while holding down orange notes. Nice. Not a PB, but a solid clear, so I'll very much take that.
Nice. We've had a dono through, and a subscription as well through Twitch Prime. We've had 2 donations through. So thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription, Mogmeister. Because of how Twitch works, when we can cash that out, we will add that to our donation total. But there's a certain threshold of subscription points we must reach before we can do that. Thank you nonetheless. And on top of that, we've had a few donations. A £5 anonymous donation commenting, "I can't even type and talk. This is ridiculous." And they've put money towards your donation goal. And then we've just had another £10 from Qualia with a comment of a shocked face, like a colon capital O. It's that shocked. And it went towards playing 666 at 900 speed. So we've now surpassed that goal. So
nice.
I guess you've got to play it.
Yeah, we'll be doing it. We'll be doing it.
Get some more bongo taps in chat when we play in that, because it's going to be fast.
It's going to be fast, yeah. So one thing I wanted to point out is just clearing a song is really hard in this game. Like that song, I was semi-comfortable, but it wasn't that close from failing. And you can see, if you actually look at how many notes I hit 2,000 notes and only missed 65. 180 of those hits were nears, but like even that kind of ratio of hitting notes was like, maybe you won't clear. I think it's much harder than Guitar Hero, where you only need to hit 75 or so % of the notes. Okay, but let's step it up again to a 17E here. So this is starting to push against my limits. I'm just going to increase my volume a little bit. Serious time really hard as we play a song that we played before. This was the first song we played, but now it's a 17. So you'll get to see just how the difference between a 14 and a 17. Full combo so far. Whoa. Not quite right there at the end. And there we go. Another clear, not far off a PB as well. Something I just realized I haven't mentioned is the holding orange notes and the lasers actually change the sound of the song. You might not realize, but is actually changing the sound of the song. It makes you feel like a proper DJ. It's really fun.
Nice. We've had a couple more donations.
Yeah,
so
go.
I'll just read those out. As a update, we are a few minutes behind your estimate, so I don't know how many more songs you have planned after the ones you have, but
2 more.
That's just an update. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So we've had a £5 donation from Ulvind. I apologise if I didn't say it right.
Hailvine.
And saying, greetings from the French stream, good luck with 666 Murtag, and let's get this soft lock percent on Pokemon Blue, which has in fact completed the soft lock percent on Pokemon Blue, and so I imagine Blue Rail, the runner for that, is going to have to make sure that they're familiar with it later. On top of that, we had a £20 donation from Mogmeister, saying, Valorant child game speedrun when, and they've put the money towards choosing French for Fury, putting it towards the target for opposite callouts in GeoGuessr, choosing Garnet's name, and they've chosen Topaz, Fantasy 9.
Nice. Okay, so now we're going to play Voltage Higher. This is a really hard song, but it's also really cheesy. It's very 50-50 if I'm going to be able to clear this, but every single time they say Voltage Higher, if you spam Voltage Higher in chat, I think that we might have the energy to pass it. It has very complicated parking patterns. I'm going to have to switch lasers and do reaches, and it's crazy. It's crazy. You'll know when you hear Voltage Higher, don't worry. It's pretty obvious. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, I choked right at the very end.
Oh, you hate to see it.
You can see, like, it's so close. I did say it was very close. Oh, I'm loving the Voltage Hires in chat. Thank you so much. That was on me. You had my back. It was like the very last second of the song. So that was my third best ever performance, so I should have deserved it, but... Okay, so... let's take one more step up to... 17 Ds, and this is where it's like, yeah, I just can't do this. I have passed exactly one 17D, and that is what we're going to do. It's the theme song to Sound Voltex's 4, because there's 5 games. And the only reason why I stand a chance of clearing the song is because the very start, the first section, is actually the hardest, so I have the whole rest of the song to recover. Let's see if we can pass this 17D. Alright. Nice. Good clearing of PB.
Congrats.
So,
Especially on your hardest category.
yeah, on the hardest song. So yeah, really happy with that. And that is where we would be ending it, but you have met the donation incentive, and so first thing I'm going to do is going to change the skin. So I originally was planning on doing this whole event with the skin, but then with practice I play way worse with it. So instead it's going to be part of the challenge. So this skin is supposed to replicate, it's closer to playing on an actual Voltex 5 cabinet. So it looks really pretty. It's still not as pretty as an actual arcade cabinet, but it's pretty nice.
Nice. We've had a question in chat. How do your fingers feel right now? From Blaze Pyro.
They feel a little bit numb on the tips, I would say. Definitely the blood's kind of like not really flowing properly, but they feel okay. This game is actually surprisingly ergonomic. If you're worried about hands, this is actually one of the best games to play, because this kind of position with your hands like this, like you're playing a piano, is actually very ergonomic. It's much more ergonomic than playing on a regular controller, actually. So it's actually not that bad for your hands, though. I do always recommend some wrist exercises.
All right, nice.
So it's like a different game. It's just this. So let's jump over to it. Here we go. This is 666. Like I say, this song was unveiled at like the grand finals, and the players had to play the 20 version blind, and it has a unique mechanic that kicks in about 2/3 of the way through. It's quite interesting. So it's a 15, and it is probably one of the hardest 15s, so it wouldn't be that much of a challenge if I had to play it normally, but with this skin on at 900, it is going to be a challenge. So let's see if we can manage this. So I'm just going to, obviously, I definitely won't be able to talk when playing at 900 speed. It's like pure instinct. If you think for a millisecond, you're way too slow, as you will see. So as you see in the top left, I'm going to change it to 900. Okay, let's go. Here we go. It's coming up soon.
Let's get the bongo taps in chat.
So now it's split. Nice. That
Very
is
nice.
a very good score, in fact. So there. So you probably saw it split in the middle. It doesn't technically change what you have to do, but it certainly becomes really much more difficult to read because they're separated. And if any of you are wondering whether I've just memorized the song, like, no, like I am reacting to that. Like, obviously I've played it a bunch of times in practice, but nowhere near memorized. So yeah, that was really fun. It's very fun playing at really high speeds.
Awesome. Well, congrats on the PBs during the run, Murtag.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for demoing Sound Voltex to us. I've never seen this game before, so it was mesmerizing, to say the least. We've got someone asking what controller is that?
Yeah. So this is basically a third-party controller that I've got made that plugs into my computer and it's basically trying to replicate exactly what's on the arcade cabinet. So I got it from basically a specialist store in, like, I think Hong Kong that ships them. They're pretty expensive, so that kind of leads me into what I wanted to talk about in the outro, which is that you should totally give these Japanese rhythm games a try. Like, in Japanese arcades, they usually have entire floors dedicated to them. There's so many cool rhythm games. Beat's really popular. Sound Voltex is like Casino's a little bit more the hardcore, but there's so many really awesome ones. Like Groove Coaster is really, really fun. If you're a bit intimidated by this, Groove Coaster is a lot more casual, as is Dance Rush, which is amazing. So if you ever get the chance to go to like a Japanese style arcade or in Japan, like, go try them all. They look really intimidating, but they are so unique, awesome experiences. And if you love the games, then that's when you might decide you might want to shell out for a controller like this. But the easier way to try them is to just go find an arcade. Anything else, Tansky, before I wrap it up?
All right, no, that's it. I think. I don't think we've had any more donations through. No. So yeah, if you want to just wrap things up, shout out to anyone, and we'll get on with prepping for the next game, which is QRL Storm, who is running. 1 moment, I need to pull up the thing. Super Mario 3D World, Mario %.
Yeah, that sounds like a really exciting run. So definitely stick around for that. Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the people that have helped me out, especially Cynical Nicole, who's just helped me with setting this all up and getting the controller and getting it all set up properly. But yeah, if you want to try out this game, like, feel free to message me on Twitch, or I'm Taro Murtag on Twitch, and yeah, I can help you out. But yeah, you can just kind of Google your way. But the main takeaway is go to an arcade and go play this game. Yeah, thanks a lot for giving me the chance to show it off. There's still so much more to this game. I only went to 17s. There are 18s, 19s, and 20s, all of which are exactly as hard, if not harder, than you imagine. They are far, far beyond me right now. Maybe in the future, once I get better at this game, at a future WASD. But that's me. Thanks a lot for everything. And I think I'm done. Bye.
All right, cheers.